Good evening. My sweet, can you log onto the tablet therefore? Can you see if you can see me? Okay. That's it. There's two. Three. There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. But what I need to know is that other thing still running? And there's four of you out there now. That's good. Need to get the other people. There's some technical problems with the stream, but we're doing our best. 6. Yes, that's fantastic. Come on in. And 5. I'm going to drop the quiz sheet at about 20 past, so you'll have time to get working on it and do all the admin on it. Yeah, 5 currently watching. Oh dear, this is a bit stressful. Yeah, that's the first time I've used the YouTube to do this. We set this up obviously as a planned event. Yeah, give me thumbs up, please, if this is all making sense, and you can hear me and see me. That would be good. Thumbs up is good. We had 1,000 likes on Facebook, so if we can get 1,000 people to come onto this, that would be good. 7, yeah, okay, keep coming. That's good. So we said about 20 past. Just give me a warm and fuzzy feeling. That's 8. I am going to have a little drink of. Several hundred hours of hard work have gone into this, including the learning of a complete new bunch of technology for me, really. I've been a quiz master for about 25 or 30 years, and I've been doing quizzes myself, pub quizzes, back in the day before mobile phones kind of ruined the pub quiz, really. I've done some TV shows. I've done 15 to 1, those of you remember it. Didn't get very far on it because all of the other 14 people on it ganged up on me in the in the second part of 15 to 1. I've done University Challenge as well. Actually, I was a finalist back in the day. So this really, the COVID age, the new normal, bit of a chance to take the quiz into the 21st century. The quiz itself tonight is going to be issued, completed, marked, and the prizes are going to be issued all electronically. And yet again, technology being the prop it is, it can go wrong. So yet again, if you can hear me and see me, can you give me thumbs up, please? I can see at the moment there are 7 watching. I've got 2 thumbs up. Please, somebody give me a thumbs up if this is all going out there. What I will do is I'll ask my my love, if you could bring the tablet so I can see what my customers can see. Is that possible? Yeah. Yet again, if I could have a thumbs up, please. If anybody's not thumbs me up, there's six waiting. At least 6. It's right, you can speak. They don't mind. Talk to me. Yeah. Okay. Well, I just need to appreciate that there is life out there. I've got 7, 6 where apparently waiting currently. As I said, this is 6, 5. Okay, 5. 3 thumbs up. Thank you very much indeed. Right. What time is it? It's coming up. I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to drop the quiz. What will happen is when I click this link in, you will get a link. Okay. If you click the link, the quiz sheet will appear, and you go and you fill it in. Now, unless those of you have got, yeah, it does on the Facebook group. It's 7:30 start. Yes, that's right. Thanks for that. We're waiting to fill up. I'm just deliriously content that people have found me and can come in. That's great. So it will. What I will do is if I start dropping the question papers now, you can start on the. Thank you very much, Liz. This is great. I got my live feed. Yes. I'm feeling very, very warm and very, very fuzzy. Hello, Liz. Where in the country are you, Liz? And that's what I also want to know, guys, is where you are, because this is the Leon the Solent VE Day quiz. We are on the South Coast, but we said countrywide, please. Just get some banter going on the live chat. And please, you're in Portsmouth. Hello, Liz. Whereabouts in Portsmouth? Big place, Portsmouth. We're over in Gosport, and we've put this far and wide. Newcastle and Tyne, yes, fantastic. Geordie's in. One of the things I will ask you on the quiz sheet, there are some questions to fill in. What I'm going to ask you to do, Warrington, hello, Warrington, Copner, okay, is make a donation. Now, on the quiz sheet, you'll see all about Talbot House and where it came from, and I'm going to ask you to make a little contribution to that. I know times are hard, this world we're living in currently. Hello, Flanders. Else believe, thank you well. Copner, yep, okay. And you'll see the story of what's happening with Talbot House. Now, I think people are saying at the moment about, I'm going to maybe drop it a couple of times, the C word, the coronavirus, the COVID. We're living in the new normal, and maybe some of the things that we want and like and are used to doing, maybe in the new world, we won't be able to. All the sites in France and Belgium are closed down at the moment. You can't, those of you that have been on pilgrimages to the Western Front, you just can't get at the stuff. In fact, the COVID situation in Belgium is even worse than it's here. Belgium as a country has got a mortality rate on this that's about 1.5 times what it is in the UK. It's appalling. They're a small country. There's about 10 million of them. They're all packed in. This is one of the densest populated countries in the world, and poor little Belgium. Now, Talbot House has been in existence for 105 years now. It was a little rest home for soldiers during World War One, where the guys could go and have a cup of tea. They didn't serve any booze there. There was a little chapel at the top. They had some prayer study, and a lot of guys spent their last time before they went up the line to death into the Ypres salient, the immortal salient of Ypres. Every single division in the British Army in World War One served in the Ypres salient, with the exception of two. So the vast majority of soldiers that served in World War One at some stage would have been used to that part of the Western Front. And if you've ever been there, it's quite an emotional place to go to. And there's a few of us who are concerned that it survives into its second century. Okay, so that's a little bit about Talbot House. Those of you that have got YouTube, of course, once you've got the quiz open, unless you've got YouTube Premium, YouTube Normal, if you go outside the window with YouTube, it switches off. Okay, so there's nothing stopping you taking the quiz away tonight and getting on with it and clicking at the end of it. If you click send, it comes back to me and it comes back into a database. You can't see behind me here. I've got a second laptop that I'm using as a server computer to actually do the marking and get the answers in. You'll know if you click at the end of the quiz, when you click, there's a button that you click, you can find out how many you've got wrong and you've got right. But I'll know from an enormous big Excel spreadsheet on the quiz what you've got, and I'll be able to work out who's won. Now, there's a tie-break question on there. All the questions tonight are multiple choice. There are 70 of them. Okay, so you've got, by the time we get going on this, about an hour and a half. And those of you that stay with me on YouTube, I'm going to talk through them. Okay, to start off with, you've got 20 picture rounds, 2 rounds of 10. Okay, one's on cap badges of the British Army. The second 10 are on Royal Navy warship crests. And I know if you're not into your cap badges or your ship's crests, fine. I will give you lots of clues. Okay, the others are all multiple choice. Okay, so yet again, I'll drop a couple of clues there. The key thing tonight is that we have a bit of fun and we raise, hopefully, some money for Talbot House. My heart's doing about 300 to the minute at the moment, so I think the last thing that this is currently for me is, I'm having a good time because I like listening to my own voice. But as long as you do as well, we're 9 viewing, 4 thumbs up at the moment. That's fantastic, and I've got some live chats in. So I've got Copner, I've got Flanders, I've got Warrington, I've got Newcastle on Tyne. That's fantastic. Are any of the Newquay crew in? There were some people going to come in from Cornwall. I mean, we've been plugging this on the Facebook pages of the online events all week. I mean, considering really, 2 weeks ago, or maybe 4 weeks ago, everybody was going to have an outdoor event. 2 weeks ago, there was nothing. So a lot of communities have built this up from the ground up from nothing. And we've been out and about in Gosport today. My girlfriend and me, we're walking around, we're chatting to people, the street parties, the decorations is really, really, really good. Really good to see. The spirit of people really sort of adapting and overcoming against the event that we are living through, really. Okay, 11 watching currently. That's fantastic. 20 past. So I'm going to give it another 5 minutes, and then I will drop the quiz. Guys, just let me know. I mean, those of you that came in on the link to the YouTube channel, yes, this is the quiz, Joe. Absolutely. It's on my channel. Thank you very much. Please stay, and hopefully not too many of you got put off by the fact. I mean, I'd scheduled the event for 7 o'clock. And I'm still learning this YouTube technology. So we've had to start from scratch again, and I've just put another live feed. So yeah, we're picking up now 10 and 4. Can I have some more thumbs up, please? If anybody's not done that yet. What can I ask you also, please, as a favour to me? I mean, battlefield guiding is my hobby and my passion, and I've been to Talbot House many times over the years. I've been to. Thank you. There's another thumbs up. I've been to the Men in Gate scores of times over the years, and one of the things I like doing is taking groups of young people and indeed the more mature people as a battlefield guide to go and see these places. And what I also do is sometimes I take little clips of video and that. And I'm hoping to build up this channel and put more clips in as we go. I mean, yet again, those of you that are here in Portsmouth, like Liz, down in Copner, the battlefield archaeology is yeah, okay, Jamie, the link on the YouTube link says they're waiting for you. Probably worth you putting something on the Lee page. Okay, I think we can do that. Okay, Joe, the link to pay is all going to when I drop the quiz, you'll see it all. Okay. Yeah, and there's no, yeah, Jamie, that's fair. We can put a little link on the Lee page now. In fact, I might well go and do that now. You just put a link on the event page. Can you do that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, lovely. Okay, my girlfriend has now put a link onto the event page, so if you go there, we can come in. Hey, Alan Edwards, hello from Landrinded Wells, my oldest and dearest friend. How are you? Good to see you. We've had a few technical issues on the YouTube tonight. Al, I'm still learning this. Here I am. So it's 22. Okay, 12 watching. Okay, and those of you that are have got, feel free once I drop this link to share it. Okay, you can share it as wide as you like. Okay, and please make a donation. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go get the link now. Okay, are you ready to go? Say yes. Say yes in the live chat if you're ready to go. Remember that once you've clicked the link, you may well go off YouTube live and have to come back. So maybe running this on 2 platforms, or if you've got YouTube Premium, maybe you can come back to me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, all ready to go. Oh, yes. Okay. Right. Well, just dropping it there. There is your link. Okay, so if you click that, you will get your quiz sheet. And we'll start going through the questions at past 12:30. So there's a certain little bit of admin that you can be doing now on the front of the sheet, which will lead you up to 12:30. Okay. Yes, thank you, Joe. Stand by. Wait a minute. I will just go and get the right, there's your quiz. It's a Google Forms, as you can see. Okay, so click as soon as you've got a Google Forms in front of you, please. Let me know it's working. Got it. Graham Nolan, good evening. How are you? Graham, we've had some snags with the tech. Got it. Excellent. Girlfriend frantically working in the bedroom next to me, I think, on redirecting people into here. Yeah, 26. So what I'll do is the live chat scrolling, I'll just keep putting in the link. 14 currently watching, 4 thumbs up. Can I just, Graham, dear friend, can I just ask, I mean, you came in on the original link to something that wasn't happening. How easy was it to make your way across to me now? Okay, Graham's gone quiet. He's probably, yeah. Had a look in the chat, but found it. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, Dave, here is your sheet. You click this link. I'm just sending there. There you go. And like I said, feel free to share. Hopefully, as I said, it does say 7:30, so the vast majority of people will be coming into here. And what I'll do is I'm just going to pop onto Lee. I'll be back in a tick. Okay. Is that making sense, everybody? Can you see it all inside, in front of you? Okay, 15 currently looking. Good, good, good. Talk. I can't. Talk to me. I don't do mime, Catherine. It doesn't matter. I am talking to the good people. I'm just, yes, we've got it. Jessica Holt has got it. Graham Nolan, because he's a bright lad, has got it. He's starting on the cat batches already in the paid donation. It's past. Well, 15 currently watching. Okay, I just want to make certain that people who are are coming into the right place. 16 currently watching. Okay, good. Where are you, Jessica? Did I ask you earlier? Oh, 18. Yes, we're building up now. This is good. Good. Okay. If you're just joining, there is a link in the live chat, which is where you click to get your quiz sheet. And if you've not seen that, I will just post it in again. Okay. Well, it's 31 minutes past, so I will go through the Robin Edwards. Good evening. How are you? Thank you very much indeed, Rob. Some old faces coming here. Rob, it's great to see you. Whether you're in Landod or elsewhere currently tonight. Speaking to Mum earlier, they've had a go in Landod. There's some stuff, some flags and bunting out. Gosport today actually out here was absolutely fantastic. Right, okay. So just to let me know, guys, can you hear me as well as actually do the quiz on the sheet? And for that reason, is there any point me talking through these clues? 20 watching. Okay, fantastic. 2019. Okay, if you've just joined, here's your link. The plan, what we're going to do tonight, guys, I was looking to finish this off. I need your sheets in by about 5 to 9. Oh, fantastic. Alan, that's fantastic. Alan, is that you with Google, with YouTube Premium, or are you on standard? What are the answers, Graham? You'll get to see them later. Right, okay. Standard. Oh, well, there we are then. You can hear and you can click. That's fantastic. One more question, Alan. Are you using 2 platforms or all on one? Yeah, okay. Can you? Okay, right, okay. Okay, right, okay. What could I do? I'm just having another little chat here about the other channel, which people are still looking on. So we're going to try and do something about that in the margins here. Right, okay, so carry on with, there's 22 people watching. People are coming across. That's good. Yet again, here's your quiz sheet. Okay, question 1 then, on the cat badges. Okay, all multiple choice. You've got 10 cat badges to choose from. Number 1 then. So you've got a tiger on there with a battle honour of Hindustan. Now, cat badges that have tigers on the regiments in some stage would have fought in India. Okay, and there are several of them in the British Army, past and present. 27 watching, that's great. I'd give you a clue. Is it Northamptonshire? Is it Leicestershire Regiment? Is it Middlesex Regiment? Or is it Cheshire's? The clue on this, I try and think of a county that might be associated with tigers in one of its sports teams. A field sport that might have a team that's tigers, and that would kind of steer you towards what this county regiment might be. So it's Northamptonshire Regiment, Leicestershire Regiment, Middlesex Regiment, or the Cheshire Regiment. Okay. Number two then. Scots Guards, Black Watch, Wiltshires, or the Duke of Cornwall's Light Infantry. I'd say probably the kind of cross on that. Excuse me. The cross on that might steer you to a part of the country where this regiment might be based, and that kind of steers you towards half of them, doesn't it? So that's your clue for number 2. Thanks, Al. Thanks for your donation. Number 3 then. Okay, 29 currently watching. 29. Okay, if you're waiting for a quiz sheet, there it is in the live chat. Okay. Number 3 then. Okay, so you've got a badge there with a mythical piece with a curly tail. Now, yet again, dragons appear in cat badges. Those of you that know your heraldry will also know there's a mythical beast called a wyvern or a wyvern, depending how you want to pronounce it. Anybody know the difference between a dragon and a wyvern? Or indeed a dragon and a griffin and a wyvern? Well, the dragon has back legs and the wyvern has the back of a lizard, of a snake. And that's how you tell the difference of them. And one of those four, in fact, has a wyvern on the badge as opposed to a dragon. Okay. So is that Wessex? Is it Queen's Own Royal West Kent? Is it Royal East Kents, the Buffs, or is it the Welsh Regiment? And my clue on that would be, don't be seduced by the the easiest of the answers, the most obvious. Number 4. Okay, we've got there a cap badge. This is quite a difficult one. Cap badges that have that kind of castle motif in the middle. I mean, again, there are several of them. Indicate regiments that fought the siege of Gibraltar in the 18th century. So that's quite a common motif. Regiments that have a Sphinx motif. These are regiments that have fought, believe it or not, in Egypt, either in the Napoleonic Wars or even in the 19th century. Things like the Siege of Alexandria. And this battle honour, Marabout, given to one regiment only. Quite a hard one, this. It also, if you look under the castle motif, it's got Primus in India. This regiment was the first to be sent to India ever in the 18th century. But is it the Dorsets? Is it the Devonshires? Is it the Royal Berkshires? Or is it the Wiltshires? And this regiment's line still exists in the Rifles, the modern largest infantry regiment in the British Army at this time. Okay. Number 5. Have we got the Prince of Wales Royal Regiment, the Hampshire Regiment, the Queen's Regiment, or the Lancashire Fusiliers? Now, what have we got in terms of the clues here? We've got a tiger, so regiment's been in India. So we're thinking of maybe of a county that's associated with the tiger. The clue there is the rose at the bottom. What type of rose is that? Obviously, we've got a white rose for Yorkshire, and we've got a red rose for Lancashire, and both of those had regiments. This is a Tudor rose. I don't know how Henry VIII, I think it was, with the two houses were actually moulded together. And you can't quite see from that rose there, but that is a Tudor rose. Okay, so it's a combination of the two. Okay, number 6 then. Quite a difficult one, this. Is that light infantry? Is it Coldstream Guards? Is it Mercians? Or is it the Rifle Brigade? And there's not really a lot of clues I can give you on that one. So I'll move on then to number 7. Regimental cap badge. Is that Grenadier Guards? Is it the Royal Fusiliers? Is it the Royal Artillery? Or is it the Royal Engineers? And if you know your cap badges, that one should be reasonably easy. Badges with this is meant to simulate the fuse at the top of a small bomb, we shall say. Okay. Number 8, similar motif. Welsh Guards, Welsh Regiment, Royal Welsh Fusiliers, or the Prince of Wales' own Regiment of Yorkshire. And yet again, if you've got a fuse coming out of the top, that goes from the days when musketeers used a weapon called a fusil, which was a kind of matchlock musket. And yet again, there's a bit of a clue really in the centre of the badge as well. Number 9. And my girlfriend's hovering. Okay, you're not hovering? Okay. Your clue for number 9, okay. How many of you have seen Captain Tom Moore? Here's your sheet, Anthony Nichols. If you click on that, that will take you to your question sheet. Okay. Does that make sense? Your clue for number 9 is that Captain Tom, or now Colonel, Honorary Colonel Tom Moore, that is his old regiment. Okay, so if you saw the other day, the regiment that was lining the way as he did his walk. Thank you, Liz, for donating. The regiment that lined the way as he did his walk is the regiment that has descended from his regiment. And if you Andy Jones, there is your link to your sheet. And that will tell you how to donate and do everything you need to do. Okay. So number 9 is at the Green Howards, the South Wales Borderers, the Duke of Wellington's Regiment West Riding, or the Suffolk Regiment. And your clue for that is Captain Tom's regiment. And the 10th one, number 10, that's an easy one, I hope. If you see war films and you know your war, is it the Royal Army Ordnance Corps? Is it the Royal Army Service Corps? Is it the Glider Pilot Regiment? Or is it the Parachute Regiment? Okay. And I'm just going to give you a quick break in between rounds there. And I'll be back in 2 minutes to get into round 2, which is the ship's crests. And obviously feel free to carry on with the ship's crests if you're already doing that. I'm just going to go have a look what's happening to the other people who came into the original feed. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Harrop, good evening. How are you? Got your sheet, Ian. If you haven't, there it is. Here's your forms. And we're going to go into round 2, which is ship's crests. Some of these should be so easy, or you take the clues, go with. Okay. 30 watching, fantastic. Okay, number 11 then. Okay, look at that first device. It's got the 3 legs on it. And do you think that is HMS Douglas, HMS Ramsey, HMS Manxman, or HMS Peel Castle? And if I was to tell you some of those names don't exist as warships, I've made them up. One of them, the one that actually is a very, very famous mine layer, actually. Okay, thank you very much. So that's number 11. Ian Howe, hi mate, on it like carbonic, fantastic. 29 watching. Okay, good. Number 12. is that one, HMS Birmingham, HMS York, HMS Sheffield, or HMS Manchester. Now, my clue on that would be, what are those things buzzing around the surface of the globe on that ship's crest? And that will give you the clue as to what city hasn't given its name to that warship. Hopefully that's quite an easy one. Yeah. Number 13. 31 watching. If you just come in, thank you very much indeed. There is your quiz sheet. Okay, number 13. Big clue with this one, really, but is it HMS Antrim, HMS Caroline, HMS Ulster, or HMS Belfast? And yet again, show you I do my research. Some of these ships' crests have swapped round, and the ships' crests for World War II are not the same as they were in World War One. And in fact, the crest for one of these warships, how can I put this, is the ship's crest for the other one in World War II. So this is the World War II version of this ship. Okay, so I've got quite a lot of naval personnel watching this, so I know that if I got this wrong, I'd never live it down. Okay, so the World War II version, all these ships served in World War II, so I checked that as well. Some of them were shore bases, but they did also. Right, okay, number 14. That's a nice sort of classical looking motif. Okay, very, very war-y and warrior-like, but is that HMS Ajax, HMS Flash, HMS Vim, or HMS Hector? So the HMS Ajax, HMS Flash, HMS Vim, or HMS Hector. Okay, number 15. Yet again, the clue in the picture. Look at it. What have you got? And is that HMS Royal Oak? Is that HMS Ark Royal? Is that HMS Resolution? Or is that HMS Dreadnought? Okay, so it's HMS Royal Oak, Ark Royal, Resolution, or Dreadnought. And yet again, a bit like Roy on catchphrase, say what you see for that one. Number 16, yet again, this one a bit of a gimme. Look at the design on the ship, and is that HMS Beaufort, HMS Exeter, HMS Westminster, or HMS Amethyst? Number 17. Yet again, look closely at the ship's crest. And is that HMS Calliope? Is it Bacchante? Is it Flora? Or is it Claverhouse? And the clue is very much in the design there. Number 18. Not an easy one, this. If I was to say to you that this warship had more battle honours during World War II than any other ship. Okay, that is your clue on that. But is it the Ramillies? Is it the Warhammer? Is it HMS Cannon? Or is it Warspite? Yet again, some of those ships' names don't exist. I've made them up just to throw them in. So is it Ramillies, Warhammer, Cannon, or Warspite? And number 19, yet again, something rather classical looking. Was that HMS Achilles, HMS Athene, HMS Pallas, or HMS Minerva? So that's Achilles, Athene, Pallas, or Minerva. Okay, number 20. Yet again, have a look at what's there. The clue is there. Is it HMS Daedalus, HMS Icarus, HMS Sunbeam, or HMS Sun Princess? Okay, so is that Daedalus, Icarus? Say again. So excuse me 1 second, would you, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, I'll be there now, my sweet. More tech. Okay, so that's the end of round 2. That's your pictures done. So you should have 20 now. And I'll give you another quick 2 minutes now. We'll come on to the main body of the multiple choice. Okay, just give me 2 ticks. Right. Okay, round 3. How are we doing? Graham, by the way, is that a ready tie? Graham Nolan? Yes, it is. What's the fine? Number 21, then, the main body of the questions. There are going to be 50 of these. Number 21, which politician, pictured with Churchill, was Foreign Secretary for most of World War II before becoming Prime Minister himself in 1955? So have you got Duncan Sands, have you got Ant Eden, Herbert Morrison, or Stafford Cripps? Or as one radio interviewer once announced, Stafford Cripps. Have you got then Duncan Sands? Sandys is pronounced Sands. Thank you, Graham. Ant Eden, Herbert Morrison, or Stafford Cripps? Yeah, thank you very much. That's very kind of you, Graham. I just wish there were a few more people watching. I just hope we haven't lost too many in the technical mess up. And what I'm going to do, Graham, is I'm going to take the link from the quiz and I'm going to put it out into the Facebook world over the weekend, because a lot of people working in nursing homes and that wanted to have the quiz so they could do it with the senior people. Of course, I couldn't release it early because there's money involved in this. So yeah, it'll be around. Right. Okay. Question 22. Weapons. During World War II, a Thompson machine gun, a Tommy gun, cost the UK government £40 to procure, which was an awful lot of money in those days. There is its replacement, which is the Mark II Sten. What did it cost at its cheapest? Was it £20, £10, £5, or £2? Ryan C. Crisp dispatch of the fine. Okay, thank you very much indeed. I don't know what the fine is. There is a museum to a foodstuff which had peak production during World War II, was being supplied to the European theatre at a rate of 15 million tins a week. What is this product called? Okay, it was being supplied at the rate of 3 million tins a day at one stage. And it was being used to feed the Americans, us, and indeed the Russians. Which was it? Ship's biscuit, bully beef, spam, or powdered egg? Number 24. Okay, lager. Those of you who've seen the film Ice Cold in Alex, used as an advert for lager in the 1980s. And it's a great film if you get a chance to see it. Which brand of lager does Captain Anson suggest is worth waiting for? Is it Harp, Holston Pills, Carlsberg, or Stella Artois? Okay, so in that film, what lager does Captain Anson, and John Mills at the end, had about 8 or 9 takes at doing this scene, and he was absolutely malleted by the end of it. Okay, Harp, Holston, Carlsberg, or Stella? Yeah, you're right, Ryan. My one clue on this would ask yourself, in a war film, would John Mills drink a German lager? So there's your clue. Okay. Number 25. Okay, a very, very famous Norman Rockwell painting. Who's pictured in it? Is it Josephine the plumber, Wendy the welder, Rosie the riveter, or Mary the machinist? There is another very, very, very famous picture associated with American production of war with a woman doing this. Okay, that is not Rosie. It's widely associated as being Rosie, but it is not. Okay, this is the original Rose. I've done it. I've given you the answer. Okay, you can have that one on me. Okay, because I'm trying to be smart. One all round. Number 26. Thank you. On a Lancaster bomber, a yellow bomb indicates a mission over Germany. I knew I was going to do that at some stage during the quiz. A red bomb indicates a mission over Berlin. What does the ice cream symbol indicate on that Lancaster bomber's nose cone? Is it a supply drop to partisans? Is it B, a mine drop, or what was known as a milk run? Is it C, a mission over Italy, or is it a mission north of the Arctic Circle, where it might be quite cold? Okay, so is it a supply drop to partisans? Is it a mine drop or a milk run? Is it a mission over Italy, or is it a mission north of the Arctic Circle? Number 27. Between August 1945 and January 1946, American housewives in several US cities rioted as what commodity unavailable during World War II reappeared in stores, resulting in huge queues? Was it makeup, bananas, nylon stockings, or television? Okay, makeup, bananas, nylon stockings, or televisions? Okay, number 28. Liberty ships. Okay, the SS Robert E. Peary was a Liberty ship built as a propaganda exercise by the Richmond shipyard in California in 1942. Now, Liberty ships normally took about 50 to 70 days to complete. How long did this one take to produce? From laying the keel until launch. Was it 4 days, 15 hours, 29 minutes? Was it 22 days, 17 hours, 55 minutes? Was it 12 days, 13 hours, 26 minutes? Or was it 8 days, 7 hours exactly? Okay. So A, B, C, or D? Question 33. Okay, this chap here in the picture, Pulitzer Prize American journalist, was being, at the time of his death in Okinawa on April 1945, syndicated in 400 American daily newspapers, and actually about 300 weekly ones as well. President Truman observed about him, no man in this war has so well told the story of the American fighting man as American fighting men wanted it told. Who was he? Was he Ernest Hemingway? Was he Robert Capa? Was he Ernie Pyle? Or was he Sean Flynn? Okay. Number 30. Sport. Where was the 1940 Summer Olympics, later cancelled due to World War II, first scheduled to be held? And I'll say first scheduled because they scheduled it here, then they moved it somewhere else, then they cancelled it completely. All right. So the 1940 Summer Olympics, was that due to be held in London, Paris, Tokyo, or Los Angeles? Okay, number 31. In the 1941 film The Maltese Falcon, what is the name of the detective played by Humphrey Bogart? Is he Sam Spade, Rick Blaine, Charlie Allnut, or Philip Marlowe? So how well do you know your Humphrey Bogart films? The Maltese Falcon, is that Sam Spade, Rick Blaine, Charlie Allnut, or Philip Marlowe? Question 32. War debt. In what year did the UK finally pay off its war debt for Lend-Lease to the USA? Was it 1989, 2006, 2012, or 2019? Okay, if anyone's joining, there's a quiz sheet, there's your link. Number 33, industry. In 1941, the American car industry made 3 million vehicles. How many more cars were made in the United States of America from 1942 until the end of the war? Was it 300,000, 25,000, 139, or none? So how many vehicles were made from 1942, bearing in mind the Japanese attacked end of the year? Okay, so through 42 to the end of the war, how many cars did the American car industry make? Number 34. Cooking. The baking of which root vegetable into cakes became popular during World War II, their sweetness compensating for scarce sugar and their consumption enhanced by a reputation for helping vision at night. So was that parsnips, carrots, beetroot, or turnips? So which vegetable became popular to bake into baking during the war? Because when you caramelize them, they become rather sweet, so you can use them as a sugar substitute. Number 35. Designed at the Savoy Hotel, a vegetable pie produced with whatever was available in season, i.e. what was you get in the larder, took the name of what politician who was Minister of Food from 1940 onwards? For most of the Second World War, he was Minister of Food. Was it Duncan Sands again? Was it Lord Haw Haw? Was it Ernest Bevin? Or was it Lord Woolton? Okay, so it's Duncan Sands, Lord Haw Haw, Ernest Bevin, or Lord Woolton. Okay, so that takes us up to number 40. Quick 2-minute leg stretch. Okay, next 10. Catering again. Number 36. What tinned fish introduced the British diet from South Africa during World War II rationing went mostly uneaten due to its unpalatability and ended up largely as cat food? Was it snook or snook? Is it garfish? Is it snapper? Or is it horse mackerel? Okay, this fish is horrible. Okay, I've never eaten it, but on reputation, they bought millions of tins of this fish to introduce it into the diet, and it ended up being sold as cat food because it was honking. Number 37. Oh, good evening, Talbot House. Thanks for coming. This film won 6 Oscars in 1942 and was the first film based on World War II to win Best Picture. And there's a picture of the film poster there. What's it called? Is it Went the Day Well? Is it The Magnificent Ambersons? Is it Mrs. Miniver? Or is it Sergeant York? All good war films, if you've seen them. Went the Day Well, you get to see Thora Hird running around with a machine gun. It's very, very funny. Those of you remember Thora Hird. Number 38. Local question for those of us in Gosport. Pictured under construction at Stokes Bay there, what code name was given to the large concrete caissons that formed the basis of the Mulberry Harbour? Okay, they built 14 of these. They weren't the biggest ones. The biggest ones were built over Kent Essex Way. But these ones were built on the front at Stokes Bay. But what was the code name? Were they called Spud? Were they called Phoenix? Were they called Whale? Or were they called Beetle? Okay, so what is enormous? That is, there is a picture of Stokes Bay. Were they Spud? Were they Phoenix? Were they Whale? Or, sorry, Spud, Phoenix, Whale, or Beetle? Number 39. Which European nation, though officially neutral in World War II, sent troops to assist Germany in its attack on the Soviet Union? Okay, was it Switzerland, Spain, Sweden, or Portugal? So which nation sent troops to assist Germany in its attack on the Soviet Union? Is it Switzerland, Spain, Sweden, or Portugal? Question number 40. During World War II, what name was given to a net or scarf designed to keep the hair of factory girls out of machinery, but also adopted as a fashion accessory? Was it a hoodie, a snood, an Alice band, or a tiara? Okay, so what's the device that you've seen on the weekend? You've seen the 1940s ladies wearing in their hair to keep their hair out of machinery? Is it a snood, a hoodie, an Alice band, or a tiara? Number 41, fashion again. Which aerobatic maneuver shares its name with this 1940s hairstyle modelled here by Lana Turner? Is it called a victory roll? Is it called a dogfight? Is it called a loop-the-loop? Or is it called a Cuban 8? Okay, so that hairstyle is a victory roll. Is it a dogfight? Is it the loop-to-loop? Or is it the Cuban 8? Number 42. Culture again, films. Which British actor, whose films included Gone with the Wind, was killed in 1943 whilst a passenger on a civilian flight to Lisbon? Now, was it Leslie Howard? Was it Ronald Coleman? Was it Roger Livesey? Or was it John Laurie? Rumour was he might have been doing a bit of propaganda work. We certainly did a bit of propaganda work for the British government, but he might have been doing some other sneaky stuff as well. Okay. Question 43. Which term describes a style of cinematography from the mid-1940s onwards, marked by an air of menace, futility, and where the protagonists are driven by weaknesses to repeat their mistakes? Is it called film rouge? Is it called film blanc? Is it called film grise? Or is it called film noir? Question 44. Actresses and technology. So who is this actress pictured? Once described as the world's most beautiful woman, who was quite smart as well, and was also designed an electronic anti-jamming system for World War II torpedoes, the principle of which forms the basis for modern Wi-Fi. She was an actress, but she also holds several technical patents on frequency hopping systems. So is it Hedy Lamarr? Is it Lana Turner? Is it Ingrid Bergman? Or is it Jane Russell? So who is in that picture? Number 45. Okay, RAF Wrangels. Which of these following RAF Wrangels was used in the Far East Theatre operations in order to avoid confusion with Japanese aircraft? Okay, now I'll give you a clue here. Okay, what would the roundel look like on a Japanese aircraft? And if you wanted to design something that didn't look like it to avoid confusion, which of those would you use? That's your clue. Number 46. Which RAF squadron has the squadron decal shown in that picture? XXX, XXX. Is it number 30 squadron, number 60 squadron? Is it number 29 squadron, or is it number 10 squadron? So is it 30, 60, 29, or 10? A simple question. Question number 47. What was the reply of Brigadier Clement McAuliffe, acting commander of the 101st Airborne Division, when offered surrender at Bastogne on December the 22nd, 1944? Did he say, no thank you? Did he say, nuts? Did he say, go away? Or did he say, we'd rather die, buddy? So it's no thank you, nuts, go away, or we'd rather die, buddy. Okay. Number 48. During World War II, what was and bearing in mind that World War II was a world war, truly, okay, what was the only South American country to send fighting troops to the European theatre of operations? Was it Brazil, Argentina, Chile, or Paraguay? This country also had a substantial navy, which had also helped in the Battle of the Atlantic with anti-submarine operations, which is another little clue for you here. But not widely known that this country took part in a very active way in World War II on our side. So Brazil, Argentina, Chile, or Paraguay. Question number 49. Which soft drink began life in Germany during World War II when American trade embargo made it the raw materials for Coca-Cola became unavailable? Is it 7-Up? Is it Dr. Pepper? Is it Ribena? Or is it Fanta? Now, try and think laterally on that one. I'll go through the answers later, and I'll tell you what the answer is and what the reasoning is, how you get to it. So would it be 7-Up? Would it be Dr. Pfeffer? Would it be De Ribena, D Ribena, Dash Ribena? Or would it be Fanta? Number 50, children's literature. Which World War II children's book written by Nina Borden centres on a young girl's evacuation to Wales? Is it Clary's War, Mary's War, Carrie's War, or is it Barry's War? So is it Clary's War, Mary's War, Carrie's War, or Barry's War? Number 55. Fashion. Which German fashion designer, whose name appears on the high street to this day, is often erroneously thought to have designed the all-black uniforms for the SS? He didn't, though his company actually did make manufactured German uniforms for the German war effort. So is it Karl Lagerfeld? Is it Wolfgang Jupp? Is it Hugo Boss? Or is it Rudolf Mosshammer? So Karl Lagerfeld, Wolfgang Jupp, Hugo Boss, or Rudolf Mosshammer. Number 52. After the war. A lot of stuff on the ration during World War II, but my question is, what year did rationing end in Great Britain after World War II? Was it 1949, 1952, 1954, or 1959? And number 53, on that note, what was the last commodity to come off the ration? Was it meat, sugar, clothing, or petrol? Okay, quite straightforward. Meat, sugar, clothing, or petrol. Number 54. Designed so that a German soldier could carry 2 full and 4 empty of it, the design of the Wehrmacht Einheit canister was copied by the Allies and made in its millions. What was it? Was it a mess tin? Was it a gas mask case? Was it a jerry can? Or was it a mail bag? Okay, the Einheit canister, was it a mess tin, gas mask case, jerry can, or was it a mail bag? Number 55. Which World War II novel, this children's literature again, by Robert Westall, centres around a group of children who find a crashed German Heinkel HE-111 bomber? Was it The Machine Gunners? Is it The Dead End Kids? Is it Friend or Foe? Or is it Fireweed? There was a great adaptation of this made by the BBC in about 1982, 1983, with the Geordie kids. Fantastic. So it's machine gunners, dead end kids, friend or foe, or fireweed. Those are all credible answers because those are all children's books based on World War II. Number 56. Which 1987 film, directed by Steven Spielberg, is loosely based on the World War II childhood experiences of the author J.G. Ballard in Shanghai? Is it King Rat, which is a great film? Is it Tears of the Sun, which is a rubbish film? Is it To End All Wars, which is an all right film? And is it Empire of the Sun, which is a superb film? Okay, is it King Rat? Slow down, Alan. Okay, roger that. Which 1987 film, directed by Steven Spielberg, is loosely based on the World War II child experiences of the author J.G. Ballard in Shanghai? King Rat, Tears of the Sun, To End All Wars, or Empire of the Sun? Question number 57. Okay, what I've been watching recently, The Man in the High Castle, which is an alternative reality series on Amazon Prime, where the Germans and the Japanese win World War II. It's most entertaining. I commend it to you. One of the lead roles in it is played by Rufus Sewell. He's the head Nazi in America. Becomes the rights marshal, in fact. What I want to know is, what is the name of the character he plays in The Man in the High Castle? Is it John Smith? Is it John Adams? Is it John Hancock? Or is it George Lincoln Rockwell? So what is the name of the character that Rufus Sewell plays in The Man in the High Castle? John Smith, John Adams, John Hancock, or George Lincoln Rockwell? Okay, number 58. D-Day, the invasion beaches. What I want you to do is picture them in your mind going from left to right. And if you picture them going from left to right, will they go in which order? Will it be Juno, Gold, Sword, Omaha, Utah? Will it be Gold, Utah, Juno, Sword, Omaha? Would it be Utah, Omaha, Juno, Gold, Sword? Or will it be Juno, Sword, Utah, Gold, Omaha? Does that make sense? Okay, which way would the beaches go, left or right? Can I just add at this point, guys, if you're having fun here, can you subscribe? Can you just click down your YouTube page? Because yet again, the more of you subscribe, the more YouTube will let me do when I'm putting my videos on, which is nice. You need about, to do anything major, you need about 1,000 subscribers. Those of you who have seen possibly the virtual quiz night that the chap Jay is running at the moment, who's got a 170,000 people tuning in on a Thursday and a Saturday night for his quizzes and raising money for the NHS charities. It's absolutely astounding. 1% of that for me would be great. Okay, number 59. The D-Day landings, not widely known, but in August 1944, there were a second set of amphibious landings on the French coast, down in Provence and the Côte d'Azur. In fact, one of the first places they captured was Saint-Tropez. Well, what I want to know is, for the mark, what was its code name? Was it Operation Dragon? Was it Operation Dragoon? Was it Operation Lancer? Was it Operation Cobra? So was it Dragon, Dragoon, Lancer, or Cobra? Okay, question number 60. Often referred to as the spy who saved the world, World War II double agent Juan Pujol Garcia was referred to as Alaric by his German handlers and by what name by his British handlers? Was he called Dietrich? Was he called Bergman? Was he called Garbo? Or was he called Bacall? So Dietrich, Bergman, Garbo, or Bacall? Number 61. Inventors, boffins, Barnes Wallis. So apart from the bouncing bomb, which you would have seen in Dam Busters, Barnes Wallis was responsible for the geodetic airframe design for which British bomber? Was it the Lancaster, the Blenheim, the Halifax, or the Wellington? Okay, so it's Lancaster, Blenheim, Halifax, or Wellington. Question 62. Music. Which popular World War II singer, pictured below, whose songs included The Very Thought of You and Love is the Sweetest Thing, was killed in 1941 when a German landmine exploded outside his London flat? He was asleep in bed. He never knew anything about it. The explosion picked the door up from his bedroom and smashed it into him. Tragic, really. He recorded about 1,000 songs, one of the most prolific recording artists of the 30s and early 40s. But who is he? Is he Glenn Miller? Is he Johnny Mercer? Is he Al Bowley? Or is he Artie Shaw? He ended up being thrown into a mass grave somewhere in London. Okay, how are we doing? Are we all doing all right? Oh, is that slow enough for you, Al? Number 63. The world's first systematic purification of uranium-235, allowing the production of an atomic weapon, took place in the early years of World War II. People also think that's going to happen in the United States. It didn't. It happened in the UK. We did it first. You're welcome, Alan. Okay, but in which of the home nations did that purification happen? Was it Wales, England, Scotland? Yes, probably still on round one. Okay. Is he being a bit slow, Al? Okay, fair enough. We've got plenty of time. I just know it's 20 past 8. I did say we were going to get this in by about 10 to 9, so you can all go and listen to the Queen. And I'll come back at 9:15 and we'll work out who's won. Okay, so which of the home nations did the purification of uranium happening? Was it Wales, England, Scotland, or Northern Ireland? Okay, quite simple. Wales, England, Scotland, or Northern Ireland. Number 64. Publications. The magazine pictures there are the most popular in the UK during World War II. By 1943, selling 2 million copies a week. What I want to know is, what's it called? Is it Punch? Is it Titbits? Is it Women's Own? Or is it Picture Post? Quite simply, Punch, Titbits, Women's Own, or the Picture Post. And number 65, here's the American equivalent of it. Okay, with its V-Day edition, which was, those of you that are into that sort of thing, it's taken by Robert Caper. Kevin Catchley, good evening. Have you got a quiz sheet, Kev? If you haven't, there you go. Put it in your own time. You've got about 35 minutes. So that picture then is the VE Day edition of this magazine. That picture there of a soldier on the Reichstag, taken by Robert Caper. Is that the New Yorker? Is it Life? Is it the National Enquirer? Or is it Reader's Digest? Okay. Question 66. Literature again. Semi-autobiographical book by Judith Kerr about a childhood in the 1930s Germany. What animal does Hitler steal? In fact, the book's called When Hitler Stole Bosch. Is it brown bear? Is it blue bunny? Is it yellow teddy? Or is it pink rabbit? When Hitler stole, Bosch. Brown bear, blue bunny, yellow teddy, or pink rabbit? Number 67. Literature again. Which novel is based on the author Kurt Vonnegut's experiences as a prisoner of war in Dresden during its bombing in February 1945? And it's a fantastic read if you get a copy of this. Kurt Vonnegut was an American serviceman. He was captured. He was taken to Dresden, and he was there when the RAF flattened it on Stroke Tuesday 1945, and the Americans came past the next day and had another go. But what is that book called? Is it called Tin Drum? Is it called Slaughterhouse 5? Is it called Catch 22? Or is it called The Naked and the Dead? Good. Have got lots of guessing going on from Kevin Ketchley. Oh, well, never mind, Kevin. You're learning. As always, I'll make a battlefield guide out of you yet. Number 68 then, children's literature. Okay, so 1981 children's novel by Michelle McGurrian, later filmed with John Thor, pictured in his last film role. Centered around an abused boy evacuated to the country to live with an elderly recluse. But what's it called? Is it called The Silver Sword? Is it I Am David? Is it Goodnight, Mr. Tom? Or is it The Otterbury Incident? And if Alan Edwards is there, do you remember us reading The Otterbury Incident in about 1981 with Mr. Joynes, the English teacher? Okay. No? Okay. All good books, but which one of those is about this young lad sent to the country? You can get it on DVD. It's quite good. Number 69. Okay, we've just came to the conclusion of World War II, 75 years ago. April 1945, the camp at Bergen-Belsen is liberated. The commandant of Bergen-Belsen. Yeah, indeed. I watched it at school. Good, Ryan C., well done. Who became known as the Beast of Belsen after the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp was liberated. Oh, great. It must have made a great impression on you, Ryan. Who was the Beast of Belsen? Was it Rudolf Höss? Was it Fritz Klein? Was it Joseph Kramer? Or was it Joseph Mengele? Okay. So who was the Beast of Belsen? Was it Rudolf Höss? Was it Fritz Klein? Was it Joseph Kramer? Or was it Joseph Mengele? Okay. Number 70, the last question before the tie break. Criminals and criminality. So who, on the 13th of December 1945, became the youngest female executed by the British judicial system during the 20th century? Was it A, Ruth Ellis? Was it B, Irma Grazer? Was it C, Ilse Koch? Or was it D, Elizabeth Volkenrath? And if it informs your decision, she was 22 years old. So she was the youngest female executed under the British judicial system during the 20th century. Okay, so that is your 70 questions. And we come to your tiebreaker. Your tiebreaker then concerns cinema attendance during the war years and thereafter in the 1940s. Okay, so the World War II years saw the highest ever levels of cinema attendance as people sought escapism from the war. According to the UK Cinema Association, how many admissions were made in the all-time peak year of 1946? So you need to think of a very, very big number. What I would do here is I would try and estimate how many people were living in the UK in about 1945, and I'd try and estimate on average how many times people went to the cinema a week or a year, and I would multiply one number by the other, and that will give you a stab at this. That's what I would do. Okay, it's going to be a very large number. I'll just let you know now. So that is your quiz and your tiebreaker. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I need then, please, when you get to the quiz, if you click submit, it will send the answers through to me on the database, and I can work out who's won. If you also, there'll be a button at the end that says check accuracy. That will give you the questions you've got right and to show you which ones you've got wrong. Okay, so you'll know what you've scored before I come back. Okay, and answers in, please. Yet again, please don't go away and Google stuff. I know you won't because you're all great. But answers in, please, by 9 o'clock, and I will then have a look at the database if it loads up in time, because it's on Google Docs, so it can be slow. And I'll give you some winners at approximately 9:15. So go away now, and you can have a see the Queen, and we'll try and get away for about 9:30, because in Portsmouth Harbour they're doing a light show when all the searchlights on the ships are making V's up into the skies. So that'll be pretty spectacular. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed so far. Yet again, please feel free to share this out now amongst you as much as you like. Okay, more that comes in, the better, and it's all for a very, very good cause. So I'm going to switch the mic off now, and I will see you back at about 9:15. So please get your sheets in by 9 o'clock. Happy with that? Thank you. See you. Okay, and we're back. Good evening. How are you? That was a bit emotional, wasn't it? Nice to see all the singing. One question: if I'm just going to look at the results and just let me know if you can still see me when I go off to another tab. All right. Okay. Say again? No. It should be all right here. I'm hoping. Okay, we have 21 responses. Okay, yes, we see you and we hear you all good. Talbot House. Okay, thank you very much indeed. I'm just going to go through some of the answers that you. I did make a mistake on the invasion beaches. I'm very, very, very sorry. Which is semi-professional battlefield guide is terrible. I'll give myself some burpees later, but I have got some results for you because I know that you've got some things to go on with. Firstly, thank you very much for taking part. And I can tell you that we have raised at the moment, €258 for Talbot House. So thank you very much indeed for that. The winners we have a tie for second and third. Okay, and the nearest is going to be third place, who get the money and the voucher and the book. The Crofters, Ali Landrinded, are you still there? Just put something into the live chat if you can hear me, Ali. You've won third prize. Are you there, Ali? Okay. Yeah, they do have live chat because I've been chatting to him. Yep. Yeah, wow, yes, very, very credible. It was a tie, and it was all on to do on the cinema questions. Yeah, okay. Your scores? Do you want some scores? Yes, okay. Bank transfer details. Okay, Talbot House will resurrect. Yes, it will. They've all paid it in. Talbot House. So that money is now in the GoFundMe. The scores, should be able to tell you. That was 48. And then in second, Ryan Carey, who was also 48, but somewhat nearer on the cinema. The average person during World War II went to the cinema 34 times a year. Now, that's an average. In fact, anybody under about 25 or 30 in World War II went to the cinema at least twice a week. Anthony Nichols, I'll have a look. Anthony. Stand by. No, you weren't actually bottom, Anthony. I can't find you at the moment. It's somewhere in the middle, mid pile. But trust me, you were not bottom, Mr. How much was a ticket, Ryan? Not very much at all. But if you think about it, people under about 30 during World War II went about 2 or 3 times a week. Anybody who was over 50 didn't really go at all because, of course, they'd been born in an age where the cinema didn't exist. A bit like now, old people don't really use the internet as much as young people, and it was exactly the same for the cinema. You're very welcome. The winner then, with a stonking. The stonking. Wait for it. 52 out of 70 is Team X, which is Sarah Royston. Okay, so congratulations to Team X. However, Sarah Royston, of course, I actually know, and there's a bit of texting gone on in the margin. Graham, stand by. What I will do with everybody's scores, if you click on the end of your forms and it says check accuracy, that will give you your score. Okay, if you disregard the one about the invasion, which is wrong. Okay, we've just taken that as across the piece. Okay. However, bit of texting in the margin, and Team Royston have donated their winnings to Talbot House. So it's at the moment I think it's €258 plus another £75, which is very, 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 very generous of you. Thank you very much indeed. That's a great cause. You'll get your voucher to use the 40 shop, and you'll get a book about. Yes, thank you very much, Team Royston. I've just been saying that. That's very, very kind of you indeed. So Talbot House, they're saying yes, thanks, guys. So that takes it well over 300. You'll get a little book, and you'll voucher the Tales of Talbot House. What I'm going to do now, once I've corrected the mistake, is I'll put this out onto the internet, and I'll see who bites on. There's nothing. A lot more people out there will share. I mean, I had a lot of people from nursing homes and that asking for the quiz in advance because they wanted to do it with their clients, and I couldn't let it out in advance because, of course, this was a cash quiz. So that's not an issue now. So it'll go out, and hopefully we'll raise some money over the remainder of the long weekend. You'll get an email also, which I'll automatically generate, thanking you for taking part, and so on and so forth. Oh, Harry Hill is in. Hello, Harry Hill. How are you? In fact, I'm just resorting the marks, Harry. No, you didn't get it, because it's. I'm just checking you hadn't put a score in. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Harry Hill's put €50 in for Talbot House as well. So this is picking up very nicely. So Talbot House, the money keeps rolling in. Hopefully we can get some more rolling in over the weekend. I'm going to stop ranting now because I've said quite enough, and I'm going for a lie down. But we'll try and make you some more money over the weekend. Can I just thank, we've had teams from, just let me say, we've from Wolverhampton, Lincoln, Wallington, Middlewich, Fareham, Basingstoke, the New Forest, Cows on the Isle of Wight, amongst others. And thank you very much for taking part. No, people have they've got the answers. People have got things to go to, and okay. If you're interested, Fanta, the soft drink, if you think about it, the Germans couldn't get the material to make soft drinks during World War II. Okay. But they were mates, of course, with the Italians. And what with the Italians have? Lots of oranges and lemons. So that Fanta is actually German. It's a contraction of de Fantasy. And that is where Fanta comes from. It was invented by Germans during World War II as a Coca-Cola substitute. Who knew? Well, I did, but only because I looked it up. Okay. So 3, 2, and 1 declared. Thank you very much for all spending your time with me tonight. It's been a bit fraught, but we've got through to the end. Question is, do you fancy doing this for VJ Day as well? Anybody fancy coming and doing another quiz? Just say yes in the live chat now, and if I get 2 or 3 of those, I'll put the legwork. And yes, many thanks, Stuart, and all the others, Cross, for helping out the house and joining the quiz. Yes, Stuart, Talbot House. Stuart has been on several occasions to Talbot House. Yes, or yes. Okay, then, guys, that's a date. Right. Okay, it is now 9:20. Yes, but not in Japanese. Yeah. VJ, yes, right. Okay, that's a date, guys. We will make that happen. So it just remains for me to say thank you very much for all being here. This is Gunny, your war boar. I'll be putting some more war boar videos in now over the next few days and months. And as soon as we can get to this lockdown. Oh, Gaynor, hello, Gaynor. Yes, Gaynor's just logged on. Congratulations, Gaynor. Gaynor is the lady who's out in Waterbeach in Cambridgeshire who gave you your Pretty Piece vintage vouchers. Gaynor, I'm delighted to see you. We had a couple of technical issues at the start of the evening, setting up the live stream. Okay, but we got there in the end. People managed to find us, and please, ladies and gentlemen, Gaynor's very, very graciously given us the prizes. So take a look on the link to her store and buy some of her vintage gear. Yes, you did the quiz badly, but had fun. Okay, Gaynor, well, that's all that matters. We've had some fun and we raised a little money. Right, okay, that is enough from me. Good night, gentlemen, and I will see you all very, 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 very soon. Good night.